Have you ever used a microphone before? Do you know how they work?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, my career is better than yours right now.
Oh, bam.
Man,
Wow.
I got to tell you, though, I was in Tortuga this past weekend because I go to festivals that are on the beach. But, my dad asked me, he goes, would you go to this if it was in Nebraska? I was like, probably not.
No.
Probably not. But, man, we were down there, and there were some kids on the beach, and I was just killing time, and we walked down there, and I had in my mind, because I was looking at my phone, looking at what all I had to do this coming week, and I was like, oh, that's going to be fun. And,
You talking about us?
yeah, there
What
were
about me?
there were some kids down there, and they were listening to the good stuff. They were listening. I think they were listening to Tracy Lawrence or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, "Are you up here with this festival?" They're kind of jumping around, and I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Man, I wish they had some people up there," And they were like, and he starts. The kid knew his stuff. He was like Chestnut, started naming the stuff, and I said, they were like, "Who did you ever tour with?" And I was like, "Well, there was a lot of people that I went on the road with."
Yeah.
And anyway, they were like, "Who's somebody then that we wouldn't know now?" And I was just, wow. It was kind of like a God thing, I guess. I mean, that may be going a little deep.
Yeah.
God and halfway to Hazard. I don't know about
Hey,
that.
That's asking a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, I was like, well, hey, download this. And then I see the kid again the next day. They're posted up right there. They're cheating. They don't have tickets, but they can sit out there and still hear it, which
Well,
you
yeah.
don't blame them.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, did you download that? And he was like, dude, that stuff's awesome. My dad remembered them.
Oh.
And I was like, it was like super cool, but also made me feel super ancient.
Dude, it's one of those
I went
things.
down there to look at their girlfriends. Is what I originally went to go do.
It's funny because, I mean, we still play some shows.
Yeah, I know.
And every once in a while, there'll be a young girl on the
Right.
line. I'm like, hell yeah, got young fans.
Right.
And they'll walk up and be like, yeah, my mom really loved
Yeah,
you guys.
I looked at the playlist. I said Daisy's an MFer, and I said Die by My Own Hands. I said, hell, I should have got royalties off of that because I did that a lot.
Yeah.
So
No, thanks, man. Thanks for,
yeah, it's cool, man.
throwing us out there.
It was cool that Colt asked me to do this. I was like, damn, man, he must have. Man, y'all must be running out of celebrity friends.
We're just running out of friends, man.
dude, here's the thing about this, whatever this is. It's not just geared, I mean, we do gear it toward a lot of music people because that's what industry we're in, but it's all things Nashville.
Yeah, I know.
And-
That's what's cool about it.
And our guest today, welcome to Twangtown, by the way. I'm David Tolliver.
And I'm Colt Mirsky.
Tall Brewski.
Today we have with us Scot Calonge.
We do.
Now, you're French, right?
No, I'm actually Spanish. Can't you tell?
Cologne
Yeah.
is Spanish.
Yeah, we're actually named after a little town outside
Of Cologne, Germany.
No, Cologne. There's a Cologne, Spain. And this sucks. This is really telling on myself. So me and Enzo DiVincenzo
Oh
went on a
God!
trip to Spain. And this is the way my life is. It was like 4 or 5 couples in Scot Calonge. But I had the time of my life. Well,
Did you just speak of yourself in the third person?
dude, I went.
Don't you Garth us right now?
Shit, right.
We keep it Chris Gaines up in here.
Yeah.
God, man. But I went there and I look, and I was like 80 miles from my hometown,
Wow.
home country, and I did not go because me and Enzo did what me and Enzo do
Well,
the night before.
You got blackout drunk?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure. Man, I tell Enzo's one of my favorite people in the world.
He's the best.
For those of you that don't know, Enzo is a manager in town. He manages our buddy Lee Bryce. He manages
Parker McCollum. Randy Rogers Band.
Yeah, a bunch of dudes, and I've known Enzo for many, many years.
He's
And
my guy,
Enzo
man.
and I and you have shared a lot of ground together.
We have.
And
We have.
we won't share those stories.
No.
We're gonna keep.
That's for Tommy Lee's podcast.
Hey, we're just trying to get on that level, man.
So back in the day when I first started out my career, got signed to Universal, we started talking to this company called Richards and Southern. And that's our guest today. You are all things
Merchandise.
It's super cool, man. Your
It's
dad,
super cool. I'm here, man.
Terry, great dude. You were always cool with us, and you guys throw out some. You've got everyone in the world.
Yeah, Dad's still. He's still very active.
Of course he is.
He's 74 now and has got more energy than all of us put together. And he's in the office this morning and literally he's 99.9% always right. But I'll stand my ground. And so he's like, hey, we need to go get this person, this person, this person, this person. And when I say baby acts, I'm talking about like, they no record deals, nothing, and he's just on YouTube and all this other crap.
Hey,
this stuff.
You never know, dude.
Well, right. I mean, how many? But I was like, hey, Dad, if we happen to get all these people, how are we going to get our core customer stuff done?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to figure that out when it happens. I was like, okay.
You're going to have to hire more people.
Right. Well, and then there's that. Nobody wants to work.
Yeah.
So.
I don't want to work.
Well,
I would, though.
I'm not talking about. I'm older than you, I think, but I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah, are you?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I mean, I look younger.
I'm not. You so. What are you eating? Are you eat anything now?
Do what?
What are you eating now? Are you working out all the time?
I just hang out where the Blue Bar used to be.
Oh God! Sorry, I just. Oh God, I just got
not
sick.
at the taco place.
No, you're on the McGraw diet.
Huh?
You're on that McGraw shit.
Man, I just got serious about it. I was gonna die probably.
You
not
were,
really,
you were,
but I was.
You
unhealthy.
were pretty fat.
I was unhealthy.
Yeah. I'm still a little chunky.
No, I'm like. Yeah, I went to the doctor to get a physical, and my doctor, luckily,
he said no.
He's a good buddy of my dad. He's a good buddy of my dad, and literally, like, I was looking back on it, I was like, what an asshole. But then I was thought, dude, thank God he did that. He was like, Scott, I shouldn't let you drive home. You may, like, black out. I mean, you may stroke out and kill a family.
No shit.
Damn.
Like, my cholesterol, blood pressure, everything.
Yeah.
Then I'll go home and I'm kind of beating myself up, and having to come to Jesus meeting with myself. My daughter's there that weekend, and she's like, "Hey, Dad," I don't remember specifically. She's like, "You want to go outside and throw softball or something?" I was like, "No," and she goes, "What are you doing? You on DoorDash trying to figure out what your next meal is?"
Oh,
wow,
dude!
I'm like, fat jokes. So yeah, I just kind of got serious about it, but I'm glad I did because I feel a lot better.
You look great, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Not that I want to date you.
Yeah, nobody does.
I mean, I like.
But I mean, if David was a man and you were a woman,
yeah, I know.
You're just going to use my jokes against me?
I had to.
That's so rude.
I just wanted to beat you one time.
Do you like anybody in this room more than a friend?
No comment. Cancel culture is real.
So you're born here, yeah?
Yeah, one of the few.
You grew
I
up
guess.
here?
Yeah, it's funny too, man. Now that it's like, I'll like younger people like my son's generation. He's in the industry, and he's over at Makewake, and he's like
At what?
Makewake, which is Chris Cappy, which is Luke Combs, that whole umbrella.
Yeah.
And so Tanner's running day to day on a young guy over there that's awesome. But it's funny, that generation, because I'm around them a lot, because my son, they'll be like, "So, sir," and I hate that.
Yeah.
"So, sir, where are you from?" I'm like, God. "Nashville." No, where were you born? I'm like, well, I mean, Madison, Goodlettsville area.
Yeah,
and I mean, they look at me like I'm an alien. Like, what?
It's an honest question though, because I've been here for 26 years,
right?
And you don't, it's the second. It's the secondary question to the original question.
Right. Yeah.
Where are you from? I'm from Nashville. Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you're a unicorn.
Yeah, we were just kind of talking about that the other day. A couple of the younger guys, Ernest and Tenpenny are originally from here, and I was talking to them, and they're like, "Dude, we get that all the time." People are like, "Where are you from?" We're like, "Nashville," and they're like, "I know that, but were you born?" And they're like, "Nashville." They're like, "No, where were you like born?
Where were you
it's
conceived?"
Like they're trying to make them
like St. Thomas, bitch.
Right?
Where were you
to make them
conceived?
from
We just
somewhere
want to know
else.
where you were made.
Yeah. But anyway, what's going on with you right now? I know y'all. I know you and Shad did something. Y'all were putting out a record. Did you put that one out?
Yeah, like 2015.
Was that? Oh my God!
It's like 9 years ago, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah, glad you bought it.
Huh? I actually do have it, but I didn't realize it was that long.
We did that. We did a thing at live at Analog.
That's
too.
what. That was just.
Yeah, that wasn't too long. A couple weeks ago. No, that was pre-COVID.
Scott's been in a time warp,
dude.
man.
I'm gonna tell you what.
That was pre-COVID.
That was pre-COVID. I've lost so many years of my life to COVID because you don't realize COVID was 4 years ago.
Well, it's
That's
also
wild.
It's also weird too. COVID, like obviously I'm terrible with dates. We get that. We got that now. But I relate COVID to where people will be like, well, when were you heavier? I'm like, before COVID. I don't remember the year or whatever, but or when was so and so born? And I'm like, I had to relate it to COVID.
Yeah.
Because COVID was a dark time for me.
It's kind of like the U.S. and weight system.
Yeah.
Like, we don't do it in pounds.
We didn't.
This elephant weighs as much as 17 school buses.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Right. And then it's relatable to me.
Yeah, because I know how much 17 school buses weigh.
Yeah, well, I just know COVID was a big... COVID was that was wild.
Did it impact y'all's business at all?
Just a little bit.
Because I know
More than you probably like to remember.
Dude.
Yeah, and I'm the guy in the family that like probably lives a little bit, but I mean not beyond my means. But I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go out and rock and roll.
Yeah, you like to party.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out and rock and roll,
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember sitting on the couch, and I remember my dad calling me and my brother over to the house, and he's like, "So, hey guys, so we're gonna have to furlough a few people. We got to go down here." And literally, they just it was maybe top, other than losing really close people to me, it was like top 5 worst days ever because a lot of the people that work with us, a lot of them have been there forever, and they're family, man.
Yeah.
And it was like we had a legal pad, like, nope. Okay, we can keep them.
Yeah.
Nope. And then we had to call the people we were keeping and like going, hey, we're going to pay you, but we're going to blah, blah, blah. And then my brother, he was like, and I agreed after he said it, he's like, hey, we shouldn't get paid right now. And I'm like, and I was like, you're right. And then I got in my $85,000 truck and went, fuck.
Dude.
Yeah, you got to pay for gas in that bad boy.
It was something else. I mean, I know. I was
You getting
actually. I'm so hot right now.
Wow. Because you have
I think
like
it's because Scott's
3
in here.
t-shirts.
Well, I had that on earlier. That thing will sweat you to death. Not yours,
David's
but I have
undressing.
one just like it.
Yeah, yours is probably smaller now.
For everyone who can't see, David's undressing right now.
Yeah.
He just got real comfortable.
So this is why y'all aren't videoing this.
Yeah,
took
it's for
pants
moments
off.
like this.
I'm glad you dressed up
Dude,
though.
that would be hysterical if
you-
all of a sudden somebody came here and we were all sitting here, sitting here in our boxers.
Turn this down a little bit, Daddy.
Hey, we're just having a little guy time.
Is that like the piece of 13 you got around your neck? Can I have that?
Is that a Spanish doubloon?
I got it in Spain.
Yes.
When me and Enzo were
Let's
blacking
talk
out.
more about that.
Spain?
Yeah,
Okay, this actually...
because we thought you were French, being Cologne.
No.
Yeah, we were going to ask you.
And then you said German.
Yeah, well, I forgot
You're just
Cologne,
bouncing
Germany.
all over the place,
Yeah,
man.
are you English?
Barely.
I don't know.
Nobody except...
Do you like freedom fries or French fries?
Oh, my God. Man, we went over there for real,
Not
though.
even going to touch it.
He's not even going to touch it.
We went over there for real, though, and stayed in Ibiza for 5 days.
I heard that place
Bananas.
rocks a little hard, man.
Too hard for us.
Well, I watched a documentary of the drug mule girl.
Yes, that was great. That was a good one.
It's bananas, dude. Check it out on Netflix. I forgot what it's called, but she like got sucked into this being a drug mule and ended up in a prison over there. And the whole story's amazing. You got to go check
so
it out.
good.
But
Was it like an American who was over there?
Yeah, she was in a no. It was a Irish girl.
Yeah,
English or
yeah.
Irish,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, pretty girl that was in the club scene. Next thing
Yeah.
you know, like she was having the time of her life and didn't want to go home, but was running out of money. And this dude's like, "Well,
Dude's
hey,
like,
I
I
mean,
need
you can make $12,000 a night if you want to do this."
Yeah.
And, you know.
He's like, all I need you to do is just take this plane ticket and fly here. She didn't realize she was flying to like Colombia somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
dude.
and they put her up in a great place and said, "Yeah, it's like a free hotel plus we're going to get paid and yada yada yada." Like, come on, red flag.
Yeah.
And then, but it just started getting more and more dark. You got to see it, man.
It's basically when we signed with Richards and Southern is what happened.
What's the documentary called?
I can't remember.
Fine.
I'm a drug mule. Stupid. I'm stupid.
a drug mule.
No,
Dude,
I'll
it's a
figure that out and send it to you because you'll dig it.
It's a redemption story too, man. She turned her shit around. And she like got herself out of prison.
Right.
I mean, she basically ended up running the prison when she was in there and being really helping all the inmates.
Oh, wow.
And turned her life around, and it's a redemption story, and it's awesome.
Yep.
And we'll figure out the name of it and tell you.
Yeah, you got to watch it.
Yeah. So where'd you go to high school?
Where?
Yeah.
Good Pasture, which is
Good
a private
Pasture.
school on this side of over in Madison.
Yeah.
Private school, pretty small school. I went there, and man, I loved it. I still stay in touch with a bunch of people from there.
What did you want to do? I mean, did you?
Man,
I know that you're the family business, so you're expected to do something like that.
It's kind of ironic that my son's in management now because I always wanted to manage.
Really?
And and I did for like a minute.
Who? Do I know him?
Rebecca Lynn Howard.
Oh, wow.
Shit, how did I not know this?
She was with oh crap, man, I blanked.
Was it MCA?
Yeah. I was her manager was Howard something, and then when she lost her deal, dude, this is actually a cool story. When she lost her deal, Toby, God rest his soul, Keith was starting Show Dog Record with Borchetta. Had Big Machine, and they were their own identities. Do you remember all this?
I remember when this happened. I remember when they signed Taylor.
So y'all want to hear this real quick? It's kind of cool,
dude. Absolutely.
So Rebecca and her husband at the time, Jason, were good buddies of mine, and Brian Wright, still a good buddy of mine. And she goes, I said, "What are you gonna do since Toby wants to sign you on his record label?" She goes, "I don't know." She goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Were you gonna get a manager?" And I wasn't putting my name out there by any means.
Sure.
And she goes, "You should manage me." And I went, "Okay."
There you go.
Swear that
Sure.
happened.
Why not?
And so fast forward, I mean, I was with her for like 2 years, but they couldn't never get. I was at this showcase. It must have been like CMA Fest week or something. I was at this showcase, and it was a big showcase. Rebecca was on it, but it was all the new. They were unveiling Show Dog Records and Big Machine Records, and I don't know what happened, but I know that Borchetta and Toby actually started, not physically, but butting heads at that thing, and then they went their separate ways. And Show Dog never really. He had George Nunez running it, and he's a beast, but it never really took off like obviously Taylor Swift records did.
Yeah, dude.
You know. So, but anyway, it just kind of finally after about 2 years of doing that. Nothing against Rebecca. She's still a dear friend of mine. But after about 2 years of doing that and me going to family Christmas parties and my family all showing off their Mercedes and stuff, I was like, "Hey, Rebecca, I think I'm going to go sell T-shirts."
Yeah. T-shirts is apparently making a lot of money.
Right.
There's a lot of money in cotton.
My family's sitting around bitching about how much taxes they're having to pay in. I'm like, I'm getting a refund. I won to pay.
So Rebecca's actually from around where I'm from.
Yeah.
She's from McGoffin County, I believe. Yeah. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Did you go to college? You went to college?
Yeah, I went to UT for a couple of years.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me get that out.
University of Tennessee.
Yeah.
I didn't graduate, but
Same, bro. Same.
You partied there.
dude, man, oh my God.
How'd Terry feel about that?
Man, this is crazy. Man, I wish my dad was on this. My dad. This is oh my God, dude. So I've been up there 2 years. I go to MTSU my first year. Then I meet. I'm dating the future mother of my children. We ended up married. We're not now. We're good though.
Yeah.
Great. But
it happens. It happens.
She was going to Knoxville, and she's like, "Why don't you transfer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I should." I knew it was a bad idea. So I go up there, and it is a shit show. Knoxville. I mean, in the best of ways.
Yeah.
For a 21, 22-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But I go up there, and it's just nuts. So anyway, after 2 years, I'm flunking out anyway. I come home for Christmas. I'll never forget this. Driving really dating myself. Driving home that day or the week prior, I passed this thing in Old Hickory because you had to go down. That's how we got there. We'd go down through Old Hickory to cut off going all the way around Nashville. So we were going through, and there's like this little house, and it said Jake's VCR Repair. And he's got like 3 Chevy Novas with no motors sitting in the front yard and all this. And I looked at it and I kind of like chuckled, like, hey, man, I looked at Donna at the time, and I said, hey, Donna, I said, there's all kinds of ways to make money. She goes, is there? Because, I mean, it's not the greatest establishment. So anyway, fast forward, I'd already told Donna on the way back, I said, hey, I'm done. I'm dropping out. Get your degree. We'll get married. And she was like, oh, your dad, I'm not around when you tell him. And I was like, yeah, you're not going to be. So I go in and I said, he's like, so how'd you do this semester? I was like, well, not too good. I said, Dad, I think I'm done. Well, my dad's theory, he was always, he's kind of changed his thought now, but he was like, yeah, you're not just going to like graduate high school on your high school football scholarship.
Yeah.
And then come work for me and think you're just going to roll in there and run the place. You're going to have to do a bunch of odd jobs. I want you to do every job. I want you to go to school and get a degree. That's first things first. So he was really a stickler for that. I came home and I was like, I ain't getting a degree. Man, me and him were literally in the garage about to fist fight. And he's like, what are you going to effing do? I said, I'm going to freaking fix VCRs. Because I had just seen that. And he literally, like, he was bowed up.
Terry was bowed up?
Yeah. He
God.
was literally like, he just like, his shoulders just sunk and he goes, I got fucking nothing. He walked back in the house.
You broke him?
It was I just broke him down. I'm like, man, I ain't fighting my old man.
You cocked him up, dude.
Yeah, he's like, what are you going to do? He just goes, he kind of chuckled like, Jesus. He just walked back in the house.
Where did he come up with that bullshit?
So how long after that did you?
I went to work there, but I really did. Like, I worked on.
Did he make you start at the bottom?
Yeah, there was a night shift back then. We would run 2 shifts, and I would go into work. I would be on the lake. This is terrible. I'd be on the lake with my buddies pounding Coors Lights until like 2:30 in the afternoon. I was like, I gotta go to work, and I'd roll in there and print everybody's shit crooked. It's like, oh my god,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So how long did you work on the night shift?
Not long. Not long. They knew I had a little common sense. They moved me on up in a hurry. I was like, I got to get out of this hot ass
nice
building, man. But I always kind of had the gift of gab though, and I guess I was always a pretty likable guy. Man, I was like, man, Dad still to this day does it different than I do. I mean, I kind of like, I become friends with people, and then like I had an artist the other day that we weren't doing his merch, and he's like, dude, why have you never like asked me to do my merch? And I went, man, I just kind of like, it's kind of organically.
You should be like, I don't really want to.
No, I did.
So you just need to tell me, man.
I did. It's just like,
man, but
my dad's like, go knock on their door.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Don't leave till they say yes.
It's a different style. I mean, there is a bit of that aspect of kind of a dating thing to where even in the music business, even in the publishing business, like, well, don't you want a deal? Not really.
Right.
And people will be like, well, why not?
Yeah.
I remember Eric Church did that. He was that guy because I used to write with him, and I was like, are you going to be an artist? He goes, no, I'm not going to be an artist.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then he kept telling people no, and he's an amazing artist and amazing songwriter.
Or I'm not. Yeah. Or I'm not going to mention the artist's name, but an established ass artist who will he'll be like, I'm like, hey, how you like it over there at the label he's at? He's like, I mean, it's good, but I was making a lot more money selling my stuff out of my trunk.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, but you got a jacket and a coffee cup.
It's something. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it'd be the same thing with you being a song. I mean, I'm not a songwriter, but it'd be like you being a songwriter. It's like you can't go. I know Ward Gunther put that shirt out. And go, we should write sometime.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's classic because it's like
it is.
It's like you go. Josh Phillips was talking about this the other day. I was teasing him, and he and I were cutting up, and I called to congratulate him because he wrote that
Dirt Cheap.
Yeah,
dude. I talked to him earlier.
Yeah. So called him to I said, "Hey man, I don't guess you're going to write with me now, are you?"
It's so cliche, and everybody says it, and most, it's never going to happen most of the times, but some people actually mean it.
Yeah.
And I am so tired of it.
Yeah. Well, my daughter's a very young 21-year-old that's still in college, and she writes some, and she's like, "Dad," and she's the cleanest living kid on earth, which I'm so proud of her. And Tanner's a great kid too, but Tanner raged, but he's really found himself, and he's man, he's all business. And I tried to get him to go to the hockey game tonight. He's like, "Sorry, Dad, I got Bible study," which I'm so thankful.
Dude, that's great.
But I'm so thankful. But I'm like, praise Jesus, but I really want to hang out with my son and drink some vodka sodas.
Really?
But,
praise Jesus. But I want to hang out with my son and drink some vodka soda. That's the most Scot Calonge thing I've ever heard in my life.
I would expect nothing less.
It's also a great radio song. Radio song.
Radio. Terrestrial.
But no, she was asking me. She's just starting to ask. She's like, "Dad, so how do I'm not a partier. I'm not going to go hang out at Losers and blah, blah, blah." And she goes, "How do I do it?" I said, "Baby, you got to find a way to network." I was like, I don't want you to go hang out at Losers.
Yeah.
But you've almost got to play the dance. You almost got to do the dance. Man.
Yeah. That's the when people ask me how, especially when I'm out on the road, it's like, how do I do this? I'm like, well, first you got to be where it is.
Right.
You can't live in...
Right.
Swashkili, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I just made up a town.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's
good right there.
That's kind of Presley's deal too. I'm so thankful. She's at Liberty University in Virginia, which has been a blessing to her, and she's up there on a acting scholarship.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but I said, "Hey, look, God has got you on a path, and you're killing it." I said, "So whatever happens, happens, but." When you chose Liberty over Belmont, that may have been your turning point because you would have met so many people in this world at Belmont.
Man. I mean, Cole can speak to that.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, for sure.
Well, Chad went to Belmont too, my duo partner, and he was in class with Brad Paisley,
right,
and Chris Dubois, and all these guys that have gone on to big and big and better things, but. That was his group of friends.
And it's kind of funny too. Y'all can probably relate to this, like being an older guy now. I'm 53.
Whoa, there it is.
But
God, you're so old. You're so much older than me.
And I didn't lie. Anyway, but I see the younger generation now, like my son's age kids, and they're all just killing it. And man, I try to give everybody the same amount of respect no matter who it is, but those kids, like I butted heads with this guy the other day at my office because he's just kind of he can be a dick, and I hope he listens to this because he'll know who I'm talking about. And these kids walked in and he just kind of big timed them, and I went, "Hey man," I said, "You should be nice to everybody because you never know who you're going to work for one day."
Dude, you don't.
You don't.
You don't know who, and especially in this town, who's going to be who.
Yeah.
I mean, in a life experience, and to be good at life, you should always treat everyone the same. How you want to be treated.
400% agree. But
especially if you want to be in a certain industry.
Right.
I've been a victim of that before. It's like, I've treated somebody like I shouldn't, and they've been somebody that I should have treated better.
Right.
And, you live, you learn, you
like
grow
me.
up. Yeah, I treated Colt terribly the first time I met him.
No, is that true?
No, he says I did, but I did. We were at a golf tournament.
Is that where y'all met?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You were on... Oh, you don't even remember.
Tell the story. I'd love to hear it.
Was he working a beer cart?
He was working the curb hole on this golf tournament. It was like... out at Temple Hills Golf Course, I think.
Was that a joke?
It was like, no, huh?
Curb hole?
Curb hole.
Curb holes.
You were working the thing. You were like an intern. And we met there. Yeah.
These interns turn into...
Yeah, it's like the vice president here now.
Right.
Look at him.
Right.
Look at you.
Hey.
VP.
Look at me.
Indeed you do. We're sponsored by Indeed. We're not.
We're not.
What is it?
No free shout outs.
It's that, hire people.
I thought it was a big pharma thing.
No.
I told my dad. I was sitting there with my dad last night, and we were watching something. Oh, the NCAA championship. Every commercial was a different drug for psoriasis. And I went, well, Dad, I don't have psoriasis, but if I do, I'm glad we got that covered.
Yeah.
And it went so over his head. He was like, what?
I've got 20 different ways to treat it.
Yeah, right.
It's the things are looking up. I got to feel the need.
Yeah.
It annoys me to no end.
And the one where the lady's doing the dance, and the big guy's over there trying to make a copy. He's trying to make a copy, and she's like does this terrible acting job. It's like, oh, it's unplugged, and
she plugs it in the wrong one.
Yeah.
Plug it in the one. Yeah, it's Jardiance, dude.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh,
yeah, you have.
Yeah, you have.
Oh,
yeah.
Ozempic.
Yeah. The reason that stuff's so expensive, big pharma, is because they spend billions of dollars for people to do little dances and stuff.
I watch those. Jen and I will be watching TV at night because our programs. We'll watch our programs because we're old now.
Your programs,
dude,
no, but
I love that.
Watch the people behind the people, like you said.
Right.
Watch the dudes and the girls dancing behind them. It's hilarious.
I agree.
They are into it, bro.
I agree.
So they're trying hard to get that next bigger paying gig.
Yeah. I want to be the next pill pusher.
I tell you, man, I've done that before. I might have ate a gummy and just teased and just zoned in on all the extras.
Yeah, dude.
Well, it's like as the father of a girl that wants to be an actress. I got to get that right. I'll get in trouble. Actress.
I think it's just actor now because you don't want to label anybody as anything in particular.
That's true.
Actor person.
A person that acts.
Folks.
But I'll look at the people. I'll be like, God, Presley could play that role. Presley could, dad.
Yeah.
So Presley could do that. And then I look at the people in the background, and she's like, somebody I know, they were like, hey, we can get her in this. I think it was that thing Hauser did a while back. So we can get her in this thing as an extra or something. And I'm like, so. She has to go to Atlanta and stay on a farm for 6 weeks to walk around like Mary Poppins behind Randy Hauser and these other actors.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And then I started focusing on them. I'm like, nope, we ain't starting there.
No.
We're starting at the top.
Yeah. Oh, you get a little hot there too?
I got hot.
Yeah.
You take your shirt off too?
You're right. Scott's so hot, I just had to take my coat off.
Yeah.
We're all sitting here with our shirts off.
Dude, that would be...
I saw Lance
like a
Miller.
sauna.
I saw Lance Miller.
Is he here now?
He was downstairs earlier. I hadn't seen him in years.
He's one of my favorite people on earth.
Dude, he was the first McGraw tour we did, the Soul to Soul.
Did you tell him we were about to meet?
No.
God, he's one of my best buds.
Completely forgot. But you'll love this. So it was us and me and Chad and Lance. We shared a band on the first McGraw tour, the Soul to Soul with Faith and Tim.
I remember y'all did that tour.
Yeah, you had our merch. Richards and Southern provided our merch. Yeah, and Lance. So the first show was in Omaha, Nebraska. And we went out, we had tour rehearsal. We went out that night. It was me and Chad, Lance, a couple of band members. We go to this club. And you walk in, and there's like 50 steps going up, and then there's chutes off each side. It's a big club. So we're in there for, 3 hours. We lose Lance. He's gone. So we're like, fuck it, man. We gotta head out. Hopefully he gets his way back. He's a grown boy. Yeah. We turn around, dude, and at the top of the steps, it's like Gone with the Wind. Here comes Lance Miller with no shirt on.
Yeah, baby.
Just slayed hammered coming down the steps, bare chested. Man, it was the scene out of a movie. It's just like, oh, there he is.
I didn't know Lance until after that time. I mean, I knew him, but I didn't know him. And we really bonded at Lee Bryce. We rode his bus to New York City. Me, Lee, and Lance.
Oh, man.
And Lee had a show at that big club up there, whatever it's called. But anyway, me and Lance went out that night, and we had the best time. And so we were all staying on the bus, and it was tight. And I said, hell, man, I'll get the company credit card and get us a room. Well, Lee decided he didn't want to sleep on the bus, so Risha Rogers I still have it. It's amazing. Risha Rogers took a picture, and when we got to our room, it was a king-size room, and they didn't have any double rooms. So we all three, I'm fat as shit. Lee's a big dude.
Yeah.
And Lance is sleeping between us. And Risha walked in, and we were so done. She took a picture of it.
I gotta see this.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I'll find it. But yeah, we really bonded them. But Lee told me, and I hope Lance listens to this. Lee told me,
We'll
he goes,
text it to
dude.
him.
Lee goes, dude, you're funny and all, but like if everybody thought you were as funny as Lance Miller did, you would be the biggest comedian on earth. Like I can call Lance and just say, hey, what about your asshole or something? He'll just like just crack up.
Lance
he's the best.
He's a super human being. I mean,
Yeah,
we made him trim. He made him manscape
Oh, wow.
on tour. Dude,
Like you held the thing for him and
He's a
everything?
little hairy.
no, dude, it was so bad. Really? Well, we're in arenas,
Yeah.
so we're in the if it's in
Yeah.
we're in the locker rooms,
Right.
And it's a bunch of dudes.
right.
We all take showers,
Yeah.
and we all go in there and take a shower. It's a big locker room shower, guys. Don't get your head in the gutter.
Yeah.
And you're doing the meat peep?
No, dude. Lance turned around about knocked me down with his bush. I said, bro.
Call him later.
I said, me and Chad were like, bro, you got
Like a 1970s
dude,
afro.
It was like a 70s porn bush.
We go, man, you may need a little help down there. I promise this works.
You should get him a Manscaped razor for his birthday.
He's like, well, I need to train that up. I need to do something with it. I'm like, yeah, bro. You need to hit that a little bit. And like 2 weeks later, he did. He goes, hey, boss, my wife really likes it.
Dude, it got bigger. Oh, man, I should have been doing this for
Man,
years.
I'm a little more proud of myself.
Hey, there it is.
Dude, I did my jumping jacks in front of a mirror today.
I mean, he
I
looked
can do
like,
the helicopter.
he looked like Chow in the Hangover 2. It's a spider.
Oh, dude, that was. Oh my god!
shit.
No, I'm a member of their like hunting club too. I hope I don't blow everybody's cover. So up in Lance's hometown in Fairfield, Illinois,
Yeah.
right? And so it's like Lee and Lance and. Fucking Lance don't even own a bow, It's like, so I'll go up there and I'll be like, all gung ho. It'll be opening weekend in Illinois, and we'll carpool up there. So it'll be like Rob Hatch. Now Rob's serious about it, and it would be like 4 dudes or something, and I'd be like, dude, I got enough gear to go to New Zealand and go stag hunting for 5 weeks. And I look, and they don't have nothing. They got like backpacks. I went, oh, are y'all shooting those new fold up bows or something? it's just their alibi to go hang with the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'll wake up at like 5 in the morning to go in the woods, and they'll be going like this, sitting around the fire, like, good luck.
Good luck. Go get him, Scott.
Yeah, and all the artists that are members all have their own booze, and they're all bitching but wondering about whose bourbon's better. And I went, dude, it all come down to the same factory. Y'all put different stickers on the bottle. I'm like, some people aren't idiots.
I love it.
Yeah, some artist the other day gave me a bottle of their booze, and I tasted it. I said, damn, this tastes a lot like Randy Rogers bourbon.
This is a lot like
well,
Jim
the
Beam.
distributor's coming from,
Come on, Dave.
Yeah.
They just put your name on the bottle.
Right.
So, what's new at Richards and Southern?
Man, what is new? It's still the same place, same core group of people. We are.
You're a good family-owned business.
Yeah,
I
man.
will say that, man.
Yeah. It's
You're here. You're local. It's like you said earlier. Your fingers touch the artists.
Yep.
Wait, what?
That sounds weird.
Yeah, it is
that
weird.
did not come out right at all.
Yeah.
You're friends with the artists. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys, your family's always been sweet
Yeah.
to us, and
Yeah, and that was kind of always my way of going. Dad and Mom would be like, God, you look like shit. I'm like, man, I was at Losers.
I'm out there
night.
making sales.
You kind of got to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
It's networking. It's like you talked about with your daughter.
I don't know, I was, God rest his soul, I was reminiscing about Irv stories the other day.
Oh,
man. A lot of my clients indirectly came from me hanging out around Irv and Steve and everybody, I mean, because I was always that guy, like, I wasn't going to go up and gurm anybody, but, like, they were always like, Scott, do you know this guy? Do you know this guy? And, I mean, you kind of got to do it, So, but what's new? Man, it's all kind of, it's all the same. I mean, we've got some really great young people there working now, and which is, if you can get them to come to work and you find those people that want to work, man, it's great. It's just finding them. So,
do you still send people out on the road with artists?
Oh, yeah.
Is that your thing still?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Lots of kids contact us wanting to go on the road, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of kids contact me wanting to print shirts back there in the factory.
Yeah.
So, it's hard to find those guys. It's not hard to find the physical people. It's hard to find the good ones, though, because a lot of kids don't realize that's a job. And a lot of artists at certain states of the game, that's their livelihood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have, God, I got so many great stories, man. Artists and managers and TMs calling us at like 3 a.m. I'm like, it's probably not a good call. And they're like, man, this is a good one. John Barry, back in the day.
Oh,
John Barry,
wow.
sweetest guy on earth, right? John Barry calls my dad one night and he says, hey, Terry, we got a problem. If John Barry's got a problem, it's something bad because he's the sweetest man on earth. Still a client of ours. And he's like, hey, Terry, so we stopped at a truck stop. I go in to get a coffee or whatever he's getting. I come back out and I'm sitting up front with the band and crew having a good time. And then I go back to get in my bunk and the merch guy is in my bunk. And he's like, hey, I think you got the wrong bunk. He goes, no, I just wanted to see where the stars hang out.
Wow.
That's a true story. We've had merch guys.
Wait, do you send guys out to be the merch people for artists?
Yeah. If we do what's called a full service deal where we handle it all and inventory it and all that. Yeah,
gotcha.
That's what we did.
Yeah,
our merch guy. I
wonder who it was.
Phil. I can't remember his last name. Little skinny guy. His eyes were so yellow. God bless his heart. He had, I mean, it was cirrhosis. Had to be.
Yeah.
But he was the sweetest dude ever.
Yeah.
But he would go up in front of the bus and smoke. Mm-hmm. And he was sitting at that passenger seat and, smoke out that window. One time, we were in the front lounge. We had the curtain open because that's back when we had curtain. We'd have a slide door. And we were sitting there. It was after a show. Smith Curry, who's... amazing utility guitar player.
Dude, I remember him well.
Yeah, dude. He was leaning up in the front window. Phil was leaning against the door.
Oh, no.
We went over a bridge, dude. That door flies open.
No.
Smith, ninja. Phil is going. He's going. Smith grabs his shirt, pulls him back in. Dude, I've never seen anything like this in my life. Oh, my God. Saved dude's life right there. Whoa. He was just split second away from death.
Flew open?
Just flew open. That got shut good. We didn't really do things.
Who's your bus leasing company? Note to self, Presley, when you get a record deal, we're not using this bus company.
Yeah. Thank you, Jason from Breeze Coaches. Oh, summer.
Oh, that's hilarious.
No, dude. It happens from time to, but that's. Phil was out with us for many, many years. Was Cole Swindell? Did he work for y'all?
Yeah.
He was
Did he really?
Yeah.
So Cole.
I know he did merch, but I didn't know he worked for you guys.
He sold merch for Luke.
Yeah.
Brian was.
That's how he got.
Yeah.
Discovered quotations.
So
that's how he started chilling it.
Cole's still a dear friend of mine, and we probably gets tired of me every time I see him, which isn't near enough. I bring it up, but he would come in after the show. Like, I think they may have been at Diamond because it was convenient for him. Like, they'd roll in like on Monday morning or something, and he'd sometimes be sitting in the parking lot because he didn't want to go all the way home. I think he may have lived in, I don't know, Bellevue or somewhere back then. But anyway, I'd go, and he'd go, hey, what's up? And he'd still be kind of buzzing from the night before, And, he's really cleaned it up, too. But he would be, like, in his pajamas, and he'd come in there and, like, turn his money in and do his paperwork. He'd be like, is your old man here? I'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, man, I wouldn't go in there right now. And he's like, why, is he pissed off or something? I'm like, my dad you'd never know my dad was pissed off like towards you. I said, but you smell like Jim Beam and cigarettes, and you're wearing pajamas, and you're bringing Luke Bryan's money in. we still laugh. Yeah, he would be, but man, he's the greatest. Yeah, he did. There was a few people that went on to be artists, and a lot of people used us as a stepping stone to be TMs. You know,
like Houston Phillips, didn't he work? Did Houston work for you?
Oh yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. He was out with
How do you not know all this?
Tyler Four.
I don't ask what people did. I didn't know everybody in town worked for Scot Calonge.
Yeah.
Everybody. I think I've worked for Richards and Southern. I just don't know how.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I printed a T-shirt once.
You bought their shirts. That's what you did.
Well, yeah.
We never did that. People bought our shirts.
Does David still have a red balance with you guys?
I don't know. Probably.
Should probably look that up.
For sure.
Yeah, we do. Man, we'll do that every once in a while too. You know, I mean, shit happens, but I'll run into somebody that's like from our generation, and they'll be like, "Hey, man," you know, and I'm just like, "What's up?" And he's like he's scared, like I got a bat or something. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna pay you." And I went, "When's the last time you toured?" He goes, "07." I'm like, "You're probably not gonna pay."
No,
Probably wrote that off 10 years ago.
I still get my statements from Universal. It's amazing. We spent a lot of money on that record. Yeah. We had a lot of dinners. A lot of promotion.
A lot of dinners.
Dude, I remember those days back in the day when, do y'all remember, you probably won't, he will, Gibson Miller Band?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first band I went out with to be their merch guy. And they were the greatest guys ever. Man, that shows how old I'm getting. Everybody I mentioned is dead. Blue Miller, those guys.
Blue actually produced when Chad had his rock deal.
Right.
Blue produced Chad's album.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
nice.
dude.
What a sweetheart. But I remember going out, and they were always so kind. They would be like, they had like a skeleton crew. Basically, it was the band, a monitor / TM, and the merch guy.
Yeah.
And Sony was like catered, like, at the time, like we would go to Chicago or something, and they'd be like, "We're all going to this bougie ass dinner," and they'd be like, I'd be like, "All right, I'll stay here at the Holiday Inn." And they're like, "No, you're going with us." And we would go, and I remember back then thinking, "Man, I want to go work at a record label. All these guys do is go eat steak."
Right.
But it's a lot different now.
They drink a lot of beer.
Yeah, you know.
It's not that much different.
Yeah.
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah, they would go out though and rock, man.
It's still recoupable.
Yeah, they had a.
Hell yeah, it is.
Do you know Dave Gibson?
I've written with Dave a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was a long time ago. We were at we went to this steakhouse somewhere in Chicago, and like I was man, I don't even know if I was probably 22, 23. I was just glad to be there, you know. And so the end of the night, they pass out some Louis, which I didn't know what Louis was.
Oh, Louis the 13th, if y'all are wondering.
Yeah,
the cognac.
It's expensive.
Yeah, cognac. Yeah, it's $150 a shot.
Yeah.
I've never
that
tried
was
it.
30 years ago.
I've tried it. I tried it with Chris Young one time.
Oh.
I said I've never had that before at the Palm. He goes, "Give us 2." And I'm like, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't have a check right now.
Well, they gave it to us. They gave it to us at this thing, and everybody's doing the whole smell and
Bunch of posers.
When I'm a kid,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a shot of Jim Beam. I'm like, wham.
Yeah, you did.
And Dave Gibson goes, "Hey, dumbass, next time you do that, just kind of follow suit. It's $150 a shot." And that was 30 years ago. So it's probably...
Probably $1,000 a shot.
And I probably said something ignorant like, "Well, you're not paying for it." He goes, "Not tonight. We are." For sure. You know that as an artist.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize all the times we took promotion, the radio people out to dinner, that it was coming back on us.
Right.
Yeah, whatever you want, man. Get, you know,
Isn't that fun?
I'll have steak and lobster again.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, I remember Chesney way back was in there, and he was telling my dad, I'll never forget my dad saying this, and it stuck in my head forever. He's like, "Dude, so they kind of want me to do this kind of beachy thing or whatever," and he said, "Dude, all our video shoots are like in either Malibu or in the Virgin Islands and all this." He goes, "It's great." And my dad goes, "You know you're paying for that, right?" He goes, "Nah, they're paying. I don't ever get my credit card out." And they were like, "Yeah, you do."
Yes.
Oh,
bless
you do.
his
It's
heart.
called the recoupable balance.
Yeah.
Yes. All those receipts get turned in on your account.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for all you fledgling stars out there,
All right.
You're paying for it.
Don't eat the cake.
Right.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
So what else is going on in your life?
Man, I am.
Are you starting a podcast? I hear.
Yeah, we're trying.
Oh,
we're trying.
You're trying to be a competitor, huh? Just come on here and see how we do it, and then you're going to steal the idea.
I would say me and Tanner will probably compete with Rogan in 2 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. I believe it.
No, we're trying. I mean, it's kind of like I'm a podcast junkie.
Yeah.
Like when I get in my truck, I'm usually listening to a podcast.
Have you listened to this one?
Yes.
Did you?
Great.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's great.
Do you like me?
Yeah, I've always liked you.
How is my? Do I sound good?
You sound great.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Which episode was your favorite?
Yeah.
I only listen to. No,
that's a good question.
Don't do that shit.
Put that
to
bastard
me.
on.
Don't do that shit.
Put him right on the spot. Right
Calling
there.
your bluff, Scott.
No, we're trying to get it going, but we don't really have a basis or a. So the deal is Tanner and I. Like if you followed me on social media, Tanner and I are father son, and I hope I give him good advice. But we like, it's more like best buddies.
Yeah.
Right? We pick at each other constantly. So our problem is we want to do it, but the people that want to get behind us and do it, like the Raised Rowdy guys and stuff, I don't really have a premise we don't know how. But I've got some great like people, kind of like this, all walks of life, not necessarily just the music industry.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, we want to do it because we enjoy it, and we just we think it'd be cool. It's not.
I think it's something y'all just.
We don't think it's going to blow up or nothing, but he knows.
I think it's something you just start,
right,
and then maybe it'll evolve into this or that.
Right.
But what you got to do is just start.
Yeah, well, he knows kind of the dynamic of me and my kid, and I mean it is pretty entertaining. Like, I mean,
it's been pretty cool because I think like. Probably when I first started following you on Instagram, he was probably in middle school.
Yeah.
So watching him grow up from like, you know, beginning of a teenage stage all the way to where he is now.
26 man-child.
But you guys really do have a really cool father-son relationship.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, he's a really good athlete. And we play lots of golf. Not as much as we wish we did because we're busy going two different directions now. But, like, I have no chance in hell at beating him unless I get in his head.
Yeah.
So it's just constant. I mean, just...
that's your podcast right there. Just getting your son's head.
Yeah. So it's fun, and but yeah, we're trying to do it. I think ours needs to be videoed, so we're trying to figure all that out.
Yeah. Well, good, man. Well, however we can support, and I'm sure you'll do the same for us.
Of course.
Yeah, dude.
All friends.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, hopefully you probably met my son at some point.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Where can people find you? On your socials.
Scott, it's Instagram.
You don't even know.
Yeah, I do.
We know it's Instagram.
I'm on Instagram.
I know you're
but I always butcher it. It's Scotty C Merch Official.
Oh my God, that is so
_official.
ridiculous. Hashtag semicolon.
Yep.
Butt plug.
I'll put it in the show notes, and everybody can find you.
It's fine.
They're going to want to follow you just because you're awesome.
It's pretty entertaining though.
If you need merch, just reach out directly to Scot Calonge.
Just if you're a baby artist that hasn't graduated at Belmont yet, call my dad.
Call Terry Calonge.
He'll give you a line of credit.
Dude,
my mom, I hope she hears that. She will crack up.
Will Terry give us a line of credit so we can get some hats rolling?
4,000%.
Nice.
You buy him like a middle of the road glass of cab, you're in.
Yeah. Say no more.
True. Dude, I love that man. He would come out to every show. You were out at every show. I just want to thank you guys for supporting us over the years because you guys were you were there from the start, and we
I still do. I was at the Analog a week ago.
Yeah, dude. Remember when you released that album? Yeah, dude. Long time ago. Dude, I had to. Somebody said something the other day about COVID. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was bad. It was terrible a couple of years ago. He goes, dude, that was like 4 years ago.
I know. Thank God that was bad.
Yeah.
Time warp.
How did COVID affect you?
Man, I just got out of a deal with a small independent publisher. But in the meantime, I had recorded this EP of myself.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
It was a solo EP.
I didn't just randomly make that up. No.
This was like 2019, end of 2019. Yeah. I recorded a solo EP and put it out, and it was doing so well. And I started getting tour dates. I booked like 10 or 15 shows in a couple months, and I was like, "This is awesome! Here we go!" And then I started getting it March. The 1st of March, it was like, oh, hey, here it comes. Well, it might not be that bad. And then the shows started to be like, I get a call every day, and it was like, hey, we're having to cancel this. And I ended up Jen and I both were working from home. And I was just Skype writing and
Yeah, but y'all could still write, which was good.
We could. I mean, it was nobody was doing a whole lot of things though.
Right.
It took, a few months for the
everybody's
Skype
like,
writing.
well, we're going
to
to take 2 weeks off and flatten the curve, and then it turned into a couple months, then it turned into 6 months, then it's a year.
Yeah, well, early on we were all going to die,
Yeah.
So it's like you had to like listen to the BS for a second and go like, are we? So
I remember being on the phone with Mike Curb, and he's like, we're going to have to close the building down for 2 weeks. He goes, but, we're going to be okay. We're going to make it through this. And, after these 2 weeks, we're going to be right back after it. And then, like I said, it just kept going and going.
It just,
and going,
and
then
prolonged. It was like, it's like you said, we're going to stuff it out with, everybody being at home.
It was weird, man. God. It was weird. It's crazy. I think about COVID and like, in 10 years, kids will be studying that in history books.
Right?
Or maybe sooner.
Yeah.
We are like the Spanish flu of our generation.
We'll
I don't know if that's a thing.
And I'm so ADD, we all are, is I'll try to explain that to my grandkids one day, and I won't be able to do it justice. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like, golly, man, it was crazy.
I invented eggs.
Yeah. It's like 9/11. I mean, I was a freshman at Belmont when that happened, and like, kids who are just now starting in the industry, they're like, oh yeah, I remember reading about that in school, and I'm like, whoa.
I remember watching it at Applebee's because I was working there.
Was that right?
Yeah.
9/11 was my birthday.
Oh,
and
shit.
my mom called me, and she's like, hey, tonight, so we're going to go to dinner and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right. And I literally I'm married to Donna. I got a towel on my waist. Tanner's at preschool or like day or something, daddy, kid, day out or something. And my mom on the phone goes, oh, my God, turn the phone on. A plane just hit the tower. I said, what tower? I turned it on, and I sat there with a towel wrapped around me on my birthday all day. Wow. And I remember my dad, we're like Irv passing. My dad and Irv were super close, and my dad's been kind of, he doesn't like mourn or get super sad, at least not in, maybe behind closed doors. But I remember my dad calling me and him about like, he's like, where are you at today? We need you here at work. Nobody's here. I went, Dad, we are under attack right now.
Yeah.
But he just wanted to be busy.
Yeah. He had to have something to occupy.
Weird times, man.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate you. Man, this is fun,
Dude,
man.
Thank you for coming on here.
Well, David, man, it's funny. Like, I see you, and now coming back to think about it, you had called me when you put out the EP about merch.
Yeah.
I've talked to you since
you never got
then,
back to me. It's fine.
Well, we didn't really have anything going on.
It shut down, dude. The world shut down. But it's fine, man. It's good to see you. Let me ask you. Mm-hmm. Have you ever spun a wheel of shame?
Spun a wheel of shame?
Yeah. Have you ever?
Have you ever seen one?
Have you ever even seen one?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, you're about to.
No,
yeah.
Oh, my God.
Let's go ahead and put your finger on that.
This is awesome.
Yeah, spin that around.
This is how you know he's never listened.
Yeah,
at least not
right
to the very end.
He's never listened to it.
No, I have. You put me on the spot,
fine.
but I have not listened to Fallen.
It's fine. It's fine. What does it say?
Truth or dare? Fuck.
Just go ahead and bring out them smelling salts too,
dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Here's what we do. You do the truth or dare, and I'm going to. We won't do it until we get to the smelling salts.
Okay, well, you're gonna pick a card.
My allergies are so messed up. I'm gonna sneeze 9,000 times.
Don't
tonight.
worry, they'll be just fine after this.
Pick a card. Don't look at it, and hand it back to me.
Don't look at it?
Right. All right, hand it back. Here we go. Oh, this is so perfect for you.
This is here. Oh my God. Y'all got way too much time. Shot of Old Smoky?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad I didn't hit that one.
Right.
That stuff's so great.
Okay. Have you ever done something you're not proud of for money? Outside of an official job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
let's hear about it.
Yeah.
Man, I've done a lot of that.
Yeah.
Everything was with my clothes on, so that's good, I guess.
You've never shown your wiener for money?
No. Nobody's going to give me money to see that. It's not Lance Miller, but it's like...
Oh shit.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I might have, this is gonna be so cliche being in Nashville. I mean, I may have sold a bag of pot before.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm not proud of that.
I love that honesty, though.
I wasn't a drug dealer, but I might have been.
You're trying to get your stuff for free. I feel you.
Yeah, I may.
You were in college.
I might have went over to Rob Hatch's house before.
All right. Now, here the real thing is. So, you want to go ahead and explain this to him?
Yeah. So, I'm going to take the lid off this. I'm going to hand it to you. Mm-hmm. You're going to hold it about right here and give it
a big, deep.
Don't go like this.
Big, deep.
Go.
Dude, I knew we were going to do something like this.
Just right at your chin level. Yeah. All right. Now, hold your breath for a second.
What is it?
Just don't worry about it.
Smelling salt.
Yeah.
Just give it a big.
Dude, that's the worst thing I've done in 3 days. Oh, my God.
How's that feel?
What does it smell like?
That smelled like The Trap, the original Losers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Not the actual smell, but Oh, Lordy.
Can you breathe better?
I can actually. My allergies have been. Dude, that's terrible. I played football all through the days, and I had never.
Atomic Rhino, baby.
Dude, it's so bad.
It's been lighting up Nashville.
But I mean, back in the day when you get a concussion and they're like, "You're fine."
Yeah.
But I never.
This is worse. This is the worst smelling salts I've ever smelled.
Dude, that's seriously.
It's like intense, but. Yeah. Dude, thank you for being on here. Thank you for coming hanging out with us.
I'm crying.
Happy tears.
Happy.
Yeah.
Colt, tell them where they can find us.
Yes, we're available on all streaming platforms.
Streaming.
You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Follow us,
like,
comment,
subscribe.
Yeah.
And if you are a huge industry, if you have a multi-billion-dollar company and you're selling a product, call Colt.
Yeah.
Because this is the place to do it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I'm like Shark Tank.
Richards and Southern should for sure.
But you guys do stuff outside of music industry too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have any merch needs, look up Richards and Southern.
Yeah.
We'll link them in the notes below. And
call Terry Calonge.
Yeah.
His cell number is...
Dude, apparently he's got an unlimited credit line he's just ready to give out. I'm going to hit him up after this.
All right, kids. Have a good day. We'll see you later.
See you, bye.
Bye.